Well, hello, everybody. Time for another math lesson. We're still talking about fractions, and today we're going to talk about problem solving. We have a math problem. A lot of times we don't know how to solve it, so we're going to talk about that throughout our lesson today. But first, I want to start off and show you this set of teddy bears. Okay, I have 3 yellow teddy bears and 1 blue teddy bear, and this is one set. Well, I'd like to ask you, if we were to write a fraction for this set, then what number would I need on the bottom of my fraction? 1, 2, 3, 4. I would need a 4 on the bottom of my fraction, okay? If I asked you how many of the teddy bears are blue, what would you say? Well, 1. 1 of the 4 teddy bears. Now, this tells us how many smaller groups to divide the teddy bears into. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could only put 1 teddy bear in each group, and that's okay. Okay? And the blue teddy bear represents 1 of the 4 smaller sets, 1/4. How many of the teddy bears are yellow? Well, you can tell easily. 1, 2, 3. 3 of the 4 teddy bears are yellow. Again, notice the number on the bottom doesn't change because the number of small sets that we have in the whole big set stays the same. Those are the equal parts. Okay, now let me give you some word problems out loud. And you can try to work these out yourself if you have a dry erase board or a piece of paper, little chalkboard, something. Let's say that half of the teddy bears go to sleep. Half of them, now remember, this is one set. If 1/2 of them go to sleep, how many of them are still awake? So in this word problem, we have to think about what's being asked. I'm asking you to make 2 sets. It doesn't matter what color they are. Let's just divide them like this. These are the teddy bears we have. Here's 1 set, and here's 1 set, and they both have 2 in them. They're equal sets. We have 2 equal sets in the whole set, and I want to know how many is in 1 set, because that's what I'm asking you. If 1/2 of them go to sleep, how many of them are still awake? How many is in 1/2? And the answer would be 2. These are the ones that are asleep. Then 1/2 of the teddy bears is 2. The teddy bears that are awake is 2. 1, 2, 2 in that set. Okay? Now, let's try something a little different. Okay, we're problem solving. For the first thing we're doing is we're seeking to understand. Seek means to look for. Look for an understanding in what I'm asking you. Okay? The next one says, if 1/4 of these teddy bears is blue, then how many are not blue? 1/4 of them are blue. How many of them are not blue? Well, that would be the rest of them. We know that there's 4 sets, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 3 we're talking about now. 3 of the 4 are not blue. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Which is greater, 1/4 or 3/4? 3/4 is greater. This set is bigger than this set. This set has 3 in it. This set only has 1 in it. This is 3 little sets. This is just 1 little set. Okay? All right? Now, okay, if I want to know how many is half of this set, if I want to know how many is 1/2 of this set, what do I have to do? I have to divide the big set into 2 smaller sets. Okay, these are how many equal sets there are in the whole thing. So if I make 2 smaller sets, then how many is in 1/2? Well, 1/2 of the whole set is equal to 2 teddy bears. Okay? So let me ask you this. 1/2 of all these teddy bears is the same thing. 1/2 is the same thing as 2/4, because remember when we started that we said that in the whole set, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when we divided it into fourths. And 2/4 in this set is the same thing as 1/2. So if I get rid of this line here, then isn't 2/4 the same thing as 1/2? It is. Let me ask you this. Which is greater, 1/2 or 2/4? Kind of a trick question, but I bet a lot of you are thinking, I don't know, I don't see a difference. And if that's what you're thinking, you are right, because 1/2 is 2 teddy bears. 2/4 is 2 teddy bears. So 1/2 is equal to 2/4. It's the same thing. Okay? You see the same number. All right. Now, let's see. Let me ask you a question. Which is less? Oh, let's get rid of this. Which is less? 1/4 or 1/2? Well, if we made this same group again, okay, let's divide the top set of teddy bears in half, and then let's make another set of teddy bears and let's divide them into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the same number of teddy bears in both sets, but let's divide this set into fourths. 1, that means we're going to have 4 smaller groups. 1, 2, but equal. They have the same number. It doesn't matter what color they are. 3, 4. Okay. Now, if I'm asking about only one of the 4 groups, let's say that it's this one. Let me put some fancy curly cues around it. And I'm looking at 1/2 up here because I want to know which is less. 1/4, which is this guy here, or 1/2, which is these guys up here, which is less. 1/4. It's just the opposite with fractions. The bigger the number on the bottom, the smaller the group or the set. We've talked about this in class before when we divided cookies and cakes, and the more people that have to share one cookie, the smaller the piece everybody gets. Okay? So the bigger the number on the bottom, the smaller the fraction. All right. Now, I want to show you a little something that we should keep in our minds. It would even be a great thing for you to write in your journals, to journal. It's a problem-solving star. And I want you to remember that word, star. S-T-A-R. You can write that in your journals. That would be great. The S stands for seek, to understand. I'm going to write that here. Seek to understand. In other words, what are they asking me? What do they want? Are they asking me how many are in a whole, or how many smaller sets there are, or how many are in one of the smaller sets. We have to understand what it is that they're asking us. Seek to understand, okay? The T stands for think. You need to think of a plan. Think of a plan. And when we're talking about ink, think of a plan. When we're talking about fractions, the best thing to do is take your whole set and to separate it into the smaller sets that they're asking you to separate it into. Okay, so that's the A, act. Act on your plan. Act on your plan. And then the last part is to review. Look at your plan, look at the answer you came up with, and does it make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, then redo it. Review. Okay, review, look at it again. Okay, so if I ask you how much is half of 10, if I had 10 teddy bears, how much is 1/2 of the 10 teddy bears? If you told me 1, that doesn't seem right. You should think, well, if there were 10 teddy bears and I needed 2 sets, because the number on the bottom, the fraction on the bottom tells us how many smaller sets we have in the whole thing, 2 smaller sets, half of them is going to be 5, not 1. So you might need to go back and try again. Remember, the first thing you do is find your smaller sets in the whole set. Okay? Start. Seek to understand. Think of a plan. Act on your plan. And review what you came up with. Okay, this is our problem-solving star. All right, let's try one more little thing before we go. I'm going to clear this away. Okay, we're going to come up with a plan starting right now. Okay, I've got some shapes here. Not sure if you can see them. I'll go over them with a darker marker so you can see them. Okay, what shape is this right here? Who remembers? It's a hexagon. I want to know which of my shapes that we know about, which one of these will cover half of this hexagon. What's going to cover half of this hexagon? Anybody got an idea? This one might not have a magnet in it. That's right. What's going to cover half of this hexagon? Do you see it? This guy right here, the trapezoid. Okay, and it doesn't matter whether we put it on the bottom or whether we put it on the top. It's the trapezoid. So for our problem solving, we need to look at the shape and think about, if we're thinking about half, then we have to either divide it this way. Could we do that? Nope, that doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite fit there like that, does it? Okay, so we can't divide it that way. So in our minds, let's imagine we divide it this way in half, and then yeah, there's our shape. We solved that problem. Okay, if I have 2 triangles and 1 trapezoid,